Hello. Usually I make a bunch of notes before I sit to film literally anything because I feel like I sound really awkward coming up with thoughts off the top of my head, and I find it really hard not to pause in the middle of my sentences or like while I'm thinking and trying to come up with the best thing to say next. But I guess I just wanted to give a little try to having a ramble today, because I've been thinking a lot about like jobs and careers and like how I spend my time, how I understand my own value as a person, and how I judge myself. And I think it's because I'm like kind of coming up to a year of the way that I'm living my life right now, like a year of having moved to a new place, being at the job that I'm at the moment, doing the kind of routines that I do at the moment. And when I first got here, like I was in a really bad, really bad like mental place. I absolutely hated what I was doing at uni. I ended up like, yeah, really despising that experience towards the end. I was really burnt out of that, and I felt, I guess, like it was demanding a lot of me as a person, like, and of my identity and like, I guess, emotional labor towards the thing, like to be present. And I just kind of couldn't I just kind of couldn't do that anymore, and I didn't want to do that for the thing that I was doing or the industry that I was going to go into. And when I got here, I really needed a break. I really needed to like not attach my value to how hard I was working, and attach my value to what I was actually doing, like what I was working on. I needed my job to like not demand like me as a person to be like the exact right person for that job. Maybe I needed something a bit less specifically about me. Yeah, I wanted to go back to like working a generic kind of job, like when I used to work. I've worked lots of those kind of jobs, like I used to work in retail and fast food, in offices, like all sorts of stuff. And like I wanted to go back to kind of a similar job, just to give myself like mentally a bit of a break. Also because I wanted to put more of my effort not into what I was doing for a job, but like into other areas in my life. Like it became very evident that I clearly like needed to go to therapy because like, yeah, there have been lots of things that like I needed to work through in that regard. I really needed my job to like not really mean anything to me for a little while, because I needed to focus on other things. And actually I was lucky enough to find a job that is a bit meaningful to me. Like I do like believe in the place that I work for. My day-to-day tasks like aren't very difficult or like mentally engaging. I do a lot of like physical work. I'm lucky that the job was pretty much exactly what I wanted, like something that wasn't very mentally taxing on me or like demanding something of my personhood. But at the same time, I am working as part of an organization that I do find meaning in, and I do believe in that, which is great. It really has allowed me the space to focus on the other things that I mentioned. About a month ago, like I really started to kind of have a breakthrough with the kind of stuff that I've been working through in like therapy and stuff, and I'm starting to enter now like out of the stirring shit around, bringing all this shit back up, digging through all of this crap, and I'm starting to move into actually feeling better, like actually being in a better place. That's been really lovely. But it's also like allowed me the space now to start looking at other areas of my life. Like I've realized that I'm actually a bit lonely. Like I don't really have many friends at the moment, or at least friends who are like easily accessible to me. And I've started thinking about like my job and like, oh, is there room for me to like progress more in what I'm doing now, or would I look for something else at some point, or what's my future gonna look like in terms of like earning a living, which is great and is an exciting place to be at. But yeah, it's also been a bit scary because I think I've been really scared about wanting to have a career. I think because I feel like I've tried so many things. I feel like I've tried so many different things and none of them have worked out or given me what I wanted to get from them, that now I feel scared to say that I want something again, to have a hope or like a goal and work towards it or work on it. I like to work hard. Like, I don't like to half-ass something. That's been kind of like a skill that I've also had to learn this year, of like, I can't put 100% of myself into everything. And that's been a great practice for me, of like finding a balance of, I'm gonna do a good job, but I don't need to like sacrifice myself in order to do a good job. Like, I can still take care of myself, and I can still like, I don't need to be proving my worth by how like hard I'm working at something, especially when that thing is a little bit thankless and it's not actually being made. Like, what is the effort to result? It reaches a point where the more effort you put in, it actually doesn't give you that much better of a result. It's been nice, like, kind of learning how to like have a bit of balance and not put all of my worth onto what I'm doing and how well I'm doing at it. And that was something that I really needed this year. But equally, you do spend a lot of time at work doing things that you're getting paid to do. It would be nice if I did get a bit of meaning from those things, a little bit of fulfillment, so that then when I came home, I didn't beat myself up for relaxing, because I feel like I need to be doing something else productive or something else that's gonna give my life fulfillment. Not that you can't work a job just to fulfill other areas of your life, but for me, I'm realizing, like, okay, so I either need to get a bit more fulfillment from my job, or I need to be doing something else alongside my job that is going to give me a bit of fulfillment. And I'm ready to like work hard at something again. I'm ready to like try something again, whereas like I really wasn't a year ago. Like, I really needed to not I really needed to come back to myself, and it's taken me, I think I moved here like 11 months ago, and it's only just in this past month that I'm starting to remember who I was before I started to feel so like weirdly like jaded about everything that I was doing, everything that I was trying, feeling like nothing is gonna make me feel fulfilled. And I think to an extent, of course, like no material thing is necessarily going to make you feel fulfilled, but I think we do find fulfillment in the actions that we do. And obviously community, friends or family, speaking to people, helping people, making art, making things, practically doing things. I think all of those things give us fulfillment, and I'm thinking like maybe it would be nice if I could do a little bit of that in my job or in my career. And I would love to like train in something and have a skilled job, like have something that I can offer through my knowledge. And that is something that I tried to do. I did train as an actor. I'm like remembering why I was drawn to that in the first place, and those things haven't gone away about myself just because I've realized that specific path I do not want to go down at the moment. But I've always been someone that likes having multiple things going on. When I was doing my A-levels, which fucking hell was like years ago now, but in some ways I was in like an awful place, but in some ways that was when I got the most fulfillment out of what I was doing, like what I was working on. I loved doing my A-levels because I was able to do multiple subjects and I enjoyed all of them. I got something different out of each one, and I found fulfillment through doing those three things. And every time I've tried to narrow myself down into doing one thing, I've always found that really frustrating, because I feel like there's so many like different facets of myself, which like, as I say that like sounds kind of big-headed, but it feels like it feels reductive to myself to be like, I'm this thing. I do feel a bit caged by that. And not that I look at other people and think that what they do is the only thing that they do. And I think most people don't attach all of their identity to what they're doing. But because you spend so much time doing that thing, that often you don't have that energy to like work on other things or think about other things, and those things fall away like naturally by the wayside. I work a little bit under full time, and even though I'm not working 40 hours a week, the work is still very tiring. I wake up at the weekend and I'm like shattered, and I lose motivation to do other things or work on other things, and I lose sight of things that I enjoy, and I find that really hard. And then I end up judging myself for how I'm spending my time. I should be doing other things, or if I'm gonna rest, at least I should be enjoying it, because I'm just like being horrible to myself. So then I don't even really fully rest anyway because I kind of don't allow myself to. I feel at a bit of a crossroads right now, and yeah, I'm trying to find something that feels exciting to me again, but hopefully not something that I'm gonna want so much that has the potential to crush me as much as my last two major endeavors, I'd say. When I went to university for the first time, I was doing Japanese, which I'd really loved the language ever since I was a kid. It had been like really intertwined into my life and had impacted my life in so many choices that I'd made for so many years, and in so many ways it was really a part of my identity. And the environment that I went to study that in was, for me, very crushing at the time, and I found that very hard to deal with. I was just kind of working then for a few years. I kind of thought, well, I had this other love of my life, which was theatre and performing and acting and music. Or maybe I just made the wrong choice. Like maybe I just picked the wrong thing. Like, this thing didn't make me happy, so maybe the other thing is gonna make me happy, and like lo and behold, it didn't. I've had such a pure like motivation with doing specifically like those two things. Like those were my hobbies, like my loves, that kind of weren't attached to, they must have been in some ways because I still studied them and like got grades for them, but they weren't necessarily attached to getting academic validation, which is a way that like I very heavily got my self-worth from growing up. That was like really my only source of like knowing that I was worthy as a person, and those two things were just something that I genuinely enjoyed. And yes, I felt like I was good at them, and clearly I was good at them to an extent, and like it definitely helps your enjoyment of something to be good at it. But yeah, it was really hard for me for those things to be taken off like the pedestal that I'd put them on, I guess. And now I'm at a point where I've had to find the love for those things again. I mean, it's taken me like 6 years to get there with Japanese, so you know, my acting career stint was a lot more recent, so you know, give it another 5 years and maybe I'll get back on stage again. I think as well, both of the times I've kind of tried to do something that I thought, oh, this is the thing that I'm going to do as a career. I think I felt very intensely about those things, and maybe actually I need to find something that's more like in the middle. If there's like something over here that's like, I'm obsessed with this thing and I can attach my identity to it. I love this thing so much and this thing doesn't demand anything of my identity. If that's like the spectrum of things, maybe I need to like find something in the middle of those things that I like enough to be able to do it as a job for 40 hours a week or whatever, and find at least some sense of fulfillment in that. Obviously everyone goes through periods of time in their job where it's hard, or they don't enjoy it as much, or there's challenges like but something that I can enjoy enough to do it for as much as you've got to do a job, but not so much that it's gonna, I don't know, I feel like when I've cared about something so much, it's crushed me like so deeply, or I've been so disillusioned when it hasn't worked out the way that I wanted it to. And I think that is a fact of life, like nothing ever looks the way that you idealize it to be in your brain. So I would like to try something that maybe I haven't idealized so much, that I don't have really, really high expectations from, and really, really want to be the thing that makes me feel okay to be here on this earth. But I want to like it enough I want to like it enough. I'm thinking about all the things that I do enjoy and get fulfillment out of, and the skills that I do have, and what I enjoy most about my job now, and just life in general is helpful. So I'm just kind of thinking about all my options at the moment. I don't know whether what I do next is going to be the right thing. I don't even know what that means, because I feel like no one even does the same job for their entire life. People kind of like fall into opportunities as they naturally arise, and life circumstances change, etc., etc. But I'd like to like make a change going forward, whether that's I'm exploring something else alongside my current job, or am I going to try and progress in my job? Am I going to try and find another career? Even just allowing myself to think about these things has felt very freeing and taken some of the pressure off my day-to-day. Like, I am judging myself less because I'm allowing myself, I guess I'm allowing myself to want more. And I felt really guilty about feeling like I don't want to sell myself short, whatever that means, because then that feels like, am I looking down on what I'm doing now, or am I thinking I'm better than other people, or I'm better than whatever? And I don't want to be looking at things that way. But equally, if I am doing something and I'm feeling like, oh, this doesn't feel like it's quite it for me, then that feeling's not just gonna go away. That's probably gonna be exacerbated, like if I keep doing it, or if I tell myself I shouldn't be thinking that. So I'd like to give myself like the permission to start like having a goal again. I guess I feel lots of like complicated feelings about this. I guess I'm ready to work on something again. I just need to put my finger on what that thing is. I think I have put my finger on the thing that I would like to try next, but I'm also feeling very like self-doubtful. But it's exciting. It's an exciting time to be thinking about what's next, especially when I'm so lucky that I have options right now. I don't really know how to wrap all of that up, but there we go. My voice hurts now from talking, and this has been recording now for like nearly 45 minutes, but I guarantee at least 20 minutes of it will just be pure silence and me just staring into the distance. I'm really bad at like just monologuing off the top of my head. Like, I feel like I do so much better in a conversation with someone. Don't know why I enjoy making videos so much, because I'm truly like not very good at it and not very equipped to the format. It is nice trying to hone that skill, I guess. So thank you for allowing me to do that for a little bit. My favourite thing of the week is Haikyuu. I had rewatched the first and second season maybe 2 years ago, and I was like, oh, I never finished it, so I watched season 3, devoured. That is my favourite season. Tsukishima is my favourite Haikyuu character, so that will explain why season 3 is my favourite season, if you've seen that. I watched season 4, and at first I was like, oh my god, new art style, like new pacing of the episode. Like, it didn't feel the same than the previous seasons. Like, it definitely felt different. After a few episodes, like, I got used to it again, and I ended up really enjoying it. I watched the movie and I really enjoyed that, and so that's been really nice, like revisiting something that I started to love like, what, 12 years ago? When did it come out? 2014? And I used to watch it with my brother as well, and like that's something that like we've always spoken about together. So, and I also have all these little guys. The only one I don't have is Hinata, and I had Tanaka as well. I have nothing intelligent to say about Haikyuu other than it's amazing. I love it. Suki is my favourite. They're so small. They're literally so tiny. They're so cute. They're so cute. Yeah, and it's just been making me like so happy, and it's such like a feel-good thing to watch. Like, it makes me so motivated and so happy. Like, it's so nice to watch something and like engage with something that isn't like low-key depressing. Nice to like engage with something that is filled with so much joy. It truly is, like, it's so joyful. Like, I think that's all I have to say for right now. I can't think of anything else of worth to say. I don't know if I even said anything of worth in the first place. Thanks for putting up with me trying to string a sentence together and not blatantly not being capable of doing that. Take care, have a good day, goodbye from me and the boys.